In George Orwell's allegorical novella Animal Farm, Mr. Frederick, the owner of Pinchfield Farm, represents Adolf Hitler and the broader theme of deceit, betrayal, and the volatile nature of political alliances. As a shrewd and ruthless businessman, Mr. Frederick plays a critical role in illustrating the dangers of power and the manipulation of trust for personal gain. Role in the narrative. Mr. Frederick is introduced as one of the two neighboring farmers of Animal Farm, the other being Mr. Pilkington of Foxwood. While Mr. Pilkington is portrayed as easygoing and neglectful, Mr. Frederick is characterized as cunning, aggressive, and opportunistic. From the outset, the animals view Frederick with suspicion, and rumors circulate about his cruelty to his animals. These traits foreshadow his duplicitous behavior later in the story. Frederick's most significant involvement in the plot occurs during the negotiation over the sale of the timber. Napoleon, the leader of Animal Farm, initially courts both Frederick and Pilkington, playing them against each other to secure the best deal. Ultimately, Napoleon agrees to sell the timber to Frederick, who pays with forged banknotes. This act of fraud represents a major betrayal and leaves the animals outraged and humiliated. Shortly after the deception is discovered, Frederick launches an attack on Animal Farm, leading a group of armed men to destroy the windmill, a symbol of the animals' collective labor and hope for a better future. Although the animals manage to drive Frederick and his men away, the attack results in significant loss and devastation. Symbolic significance. Mr. Frederick's character serves as an allegory for Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany. His fraudulent purchase of the timber mirrors the Nazi-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact of 1939, in which Hitler and Stalin agreed to a temporary truce. Just as Frederick betrayed Napoleon by paying with counterfeit money and attacking the farm, Hitler broke the pact by invading the Soviet Union in 1941. This parallel underscores Orwell's critique of the transient and self-serving nature of political alliances, particularly those formed between authoritarian regimes. Frederick's cruelty and ruthlessness also symbolize the broader dangers of unchecked power and exploitation. His treatment of his animals, described as brutal and inhumane, reflects the oppressive practices of totalitarian leaders who prioritize their interests over the welfare of their people. Through Frederick, Orwell highlights the capacity of individuals and governments to manipulate trust and exploit others for personal gain. Broader implications. Mr. Frederick's actions and their consequences serve as a cautionary tale about the perils of greed, betrayal, and the pursuit of power at any cost. His character exemplifies the destructive potential of deceit and the ways in which opportunistic individuals can exploit others for their benefit. The forged banknotes symbolize the fragility of trust in political and economic dealings, while the attack on Animal Farm demonstrates the devastating impact of betrayal on collective efforts. Orwell uses Frederick's character to explore the theme of manipulation and the dangers of naivety in political relationships. Napoleon's willingness to trust Frederick despite the warnings and rumors about his character reflects the risks of prioritizing short-term gains over long-term stability. This dynamic highlights the importance of vigilance and critical thinking in navigating complex political landscapes. Furthermore, Frederick's betrayal and attack on Animal Farm underscore the broader theme of cyclical oppression. Just as the animals' rebellion against Mr. Jones was intended to free them from exploitation, their dealings with Frederick result in further suffering and disillusionment. This cycle reflects Orwell's pessimistic view of power dynamics and the challenges of achieving true equality and justice in the face of human and animal flaws. Conclusion: Mr. Frederick's role in Animal Farm is both pivotal and symbolic. As an allegory for Adolf Hitler and a representation of deceit and betrayal, his character highlights the dangers of opportunism and the fragility of trust in political and economic relationships. Through Frederick's actions, Orwell critiques the self-serving nature of authoritarian regimes and the devastating consequences of their pursuit of power. Frederick's interactions with Napoleon and the animals remind us of the importance of vigilance, critical thinking, and ethical leadership in resisting exploitation and oppression. His character underscores the broader themes of manipulation, betrayal, and the cyclical nature of power, making him an essential figure in Orwell's allegory of political corruption and societal decay. Ultimately, Mr. Frederick's story serves as a powerful commentary on the complexities and perils of political alliances and the enduring struggle for justice and equality.